From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
A dam failure has caused water levels along the Madison River to drop. Now fishers are out here trying to save some fish. Here from them coming up.
Northwestern Energy in Butte tells us about a malfunction at the Hebgen Dam, which caused a dramatic drop in the Madison River. Coming up.
I'm Joe St. George. How bad are the public housing conditions in this country? We take you inside the units and the debate to spend billions of taxpayer dollars. That's coming up.
6:30 on this Thursday. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. That Hebgen Lake Dam story. Northwestern Energy just a few moments ago reporting that water is now once again flowing.
The water is flowing. Apparently they made the repairs right around midnight. It's been flowing for a little while through the evening. They sent out the press release. So
that's fantastic. Here coming up in just a couple minutes, we're going to take a look at the history of some of the work on that dam. And it's been through some tough times.
Yeah, it has,
to say the least. Anytime outside, not so tough.
If it's beautiful for
anything but snowpack.
What month is it? That's
anything
the big
but snowpack.
question.
It's beautiful.
50s for us right now for early morning temperatures. 49 in Belgrade. Day planner calling for daytime highs building back up into the 60s. It will be breezy again this afternoon. Possibility of more record highs. I know we all hate to hear that in the beginning part of December when we so desperately need to pick up some snow. Warm and windy for the afternoon. We do have a cool down on the way, maybe some snow, and we'll talk about all of that coming up in just a little bit.
I may be putting my bike shorts back on again.
I dare you.
Be careful what you ask for. 6:31 just this morning, as we mentioned, Northwestern Energy says it has repaired the broken Hebgen Lake Dam gate. Water once again flowing at full seasonal flow rates on the Madison River. Now Tuesday morning, a gate failure at the dam caused water levels in the Madison to drop dramatically. As MTN's Edgar Cedillo shows us, yesterday a group of anglers met along the riverbanks finding ways to help.
I'm currently standing in the middle of where the Madison River should be flowing. A dam failure at Hebgen Dam has caused water levels to dramatically drop, and now groups of volunteers are here hoping to rescue some fish. In Ennis, the fishing community gathered early in the morning to work as quickly as they could to save fish along the Madison River. The worry here is that as it gets colder, fish could get trapped.
Luckily, I could just call the boss and get work off immediately and come out here and try to make something happen.
The urgency is not only to save the fish, but the community that this industry supports.
This is livelihood for a lot of people in Ennis and West Yellowstone.
According to the USGS, since Tuesday, water levels have dropped around a foot. It got to as low as 600 cubic feet per second.
Monitor the river and assess conditions, as well as, doing what we can to move fish that are stranded back into the main channel.
Now FWP is monitoring the Madison River, but it is also assisting volunteers who came out.
It's kind of sounds like it's going to be just a scoop and grab going in.
The goal today was to cover as much area as possible. Groups of fishers gathered along the banks of the Madison River from Hebgen Dam to Ennis.
It's a great demonstration of how much people care about the resource in the river here.
Fishers who met along the Madison say it's more than just helping save trout.
It's Montana. It's part of Montana. It's part of our community.
Right now, what caused the gate malfunction at the dam is still unknown, but people we spoke with say
Would like more answers from Northwestern Energy on what actually happened.
Right now, Northwestern says they are working to fix the dam, but still haven't provided a timeline of when water flows could resume as normal. But these folks say they're ready to help out as long as needed.
For right now, just hanging on the fact that the community's coming together and people are doing what they can.
Along the banks of the Madison River, Edgar Cedillo, MTN News.
Now, as we mentioned, Northwestern Energy, which owns the dam, says it has now repaired the malfunction. A hydro engineer explains to MTN's John Amy how crews repaired the broken gate that caused the sudden drop of water on the Madison River.
Northwestern Energy reported Wednesday morning that Tuesday's dramatic decrease in river flow to the Madison River was due to a malfunctioning outlet gate on the Hebgen Dam. Northwestern Energy reports that hydro engineers and personnel have been working around the clock to develop a repair plan. A replacement gate, which had to be manufactured in Anaconda, has been transferred to the dam and could be installed by Wednesday evening.
The area of the failure is underwater, which is why we have divers there. So they have to actually dive down and work on those components to get the repair completed.
The utility claims there's no issues or risks to the structure of the dam, but the malfunctioning gate interferes with Northwestern's ability to control the flow of water into the river.
We have had reports of fish kills and certainly, stranded fish in many areas. And there's also a concern of exposing brown trout spawning beds.
The malfunctioning gate was part of upgrades made to the dam about 10 years ago, so an analysis of the failure will follow.
At this point, we know what failed, but we don't know why it failed or how it failed. So we will, our first priority here is to restore flow back to the river.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
All right, thank you, John. The more than 100-year-old Hebgen Dam has had a recent history of failure and a more distant history of surviving a powerful earthquake. TN's John Shearer was at the dam shortly after the gate last failed back in 2008 and explains the history.
On Labor Day weekend in 2008, 2 of the 4 hydraulic gates on the Hebgen Dam failed, sending a stream of water shooting out of the discharge chute and into the Madison River. The discharge was nearly 4 times the normal rate, and at the time, there was no way to stop it. The Hebgen Lake level dropped 5 inches a day for a week. Downstream, water was released from Ennis Lake so it could hold back all the water from Hebgen. Eventually, the flow was stopped, and a cofferdam was built around the old dam, which dates back to 1914. That was so the structure could be completely rebuilt. At the time, the dam operators, PPL Montana, told us crews were proceeding cautiously.
We're dealing with a situation that's rather unique here. It was unexpected, and we have to be as careful as we can to make sure that this structure remains safe.
And that meant there was no quick fix. The repairs took 8 years. But the largest threat to the dam happened 62 years ago when a magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck near Hebgen Lake. The quake caused the land around the lake to drop as much as 20 feet and sent water surging over the dam in a series of waves over and over again for 12 hours. The dam was heavily damaged, but it held. In Bozeman, John Shearer, MTN News.
Again, just an update. Northwestern Energy reporting this morning that water is once again flowing through that repaired gate out of the Hebgen Dam into the Madison River. 6:37 now. Across the country, more than 2 million Americans live in public housing, which are homes provided for and often maintained by the federal government in your tax dollars. But in recent years, many of those facilities have fallen into disrepair, with those who live there saying they need help or they will be forced to move. Our Joe St. George has a closer look at the problem and a possible solution.
The Park Morton apartments from the outside may not look like much.
I want to welcome you all to my neighborhood.
But for Shantae High, this is home.
This is where game night, movie nights, and stuff like that would happen.
But there's a problem here.
And there it is.
Her home has fallen into disarray.
This is the broken cracked paint.
From issues with the ceiling to issues with the walls.
There was a mouse hole here.
Units in her community have simply not kept up with the times. Homes in Park Morton, she says, have looked like this for years. Why was this never fixed?
The backlog of, work order tickets that never got done.
Shantae's public housing conundrum is hardly an isolated case. According to the National Association of Housing and Redevelopment Officials, the country is facing an $81 billion public housing repair backlog. Here at Park Morton, Washington, D.C. leaders concluded it was better for many residents to just move to other parts of the city and into better units. Shantae says that sounds good on paper, but when you move people, you take away community.
So many of the people here, I love them, and we made some great memories, People look at us in the projects or the hood. They don't see the quality of life of the people that can come from destitute.
Shantae's emotional plea, as well as others, has gotten the attention of Congress. Currently, the Build Back Better bill includes $65 billion to improve conditions in public housing. Of course, there remains plenty of opposition to the legislation, with Republicans fearing too much government spending can make inflation worse. Shantae fears if nothing is done, public housing communities around the country will be lost.
We need it.
In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
6:40, time for a break here on Montana This Morning.